Good morning, you guys. April Van Pelt here with Van Pelt Real Estate. I just wanted to do one more quick video. I get a lot of questions about what's the difference between an inspector and an appraiser once you kind of get a house going or whatever. Let me just tell you, you don't have to have an inspection. Most banks don't require that. What an inspector does is like Inspector Gadget, right? Like they get out their magnifying glass. They're like trying to find things wrong with the house. And that protects you. Even if there's stuff wrong with the house and you know about it, at least you know about it. Whenever you get an inspection, you actually pay just a little bit more money down on a contract, usually like $100, so that you can buy time. And what that time buys you is I love this house, it's beautiful, I want it, but I'm not really sure if anything else is wrong with it. You can hire an inspector and they come out and make sure that the house is in good condition, essentially. And I can't tell you how many times we do find little things that sometimes even the owner doesn't understand or knows is wrong with the house. After you get that report back, what can you do with it? Well, there's three things. Let's say you love the house, you put an offer, you bought time on what's called option fee, and then you can pretty much have anybody inspect it, whether it's your brother-in-law or you hire somebody or you just go over there and look around. Maybe you know about plumbing or whatever. So you can have time to inspect the house. And then once that report comes back, it gives you leverage because you can do three things. You can back out of the house. Maybe it's fixing to fall down. Most of the time it's not, but then maybe you want to ask for some repairs, like, hey, the water heater is kind of iffy. We work on that? And maybe you just want to offer less money, like, well, I could replace the water heater myself, but they'll just take it off the price and we'll do it when we move in. Things like that. Then after the inspection is good, or we make an arrangement with the seller or whomever, then we can move forward. And the next thing is the bank actually hires an appraiser who is a third party person. Like, they don't know you, they don't know me, they don't know the house. They just show up and they're doing two things. They're making sure that the house is worth the money. You're paying $150,000 for a house, like the bank doesn't know. The bank's not going to come out here and drive by. They don't know if the house is worth the money. So they're going to hire somebody and rely on their expertise to see if the house is worth the money and if there's any major repairs needed. Now, what repairs may be needed? Well, it depends on what kind of loan you get. Of course, cash doesn't matter. Conventional has a little not as strict rules. And then any government loan, FHA, USDA, or VA loans, those are going to have more stringent things that they look at. You're going to look at the roof and the windows. Make sure that the bank isn't giving you $150,000 for a house that isn't worth it or has a whole bunch of things that it needs. Sometimes they ask us to fix little things. It's usually nothing major, but it's good to have a catch net. Another thing is on the inspection, which costs about $400 to $500. If you can't afford an inspection, at least appraisers coming out behind you and making sure that the house is essentially a good house and that the bank's going to give you the money. And again, it's protecting the bank's money. That's kind of the difference between an inspection and an appraisal. I will tell you that I always encourage people to get termite inspections. They're like $130. And a lot of times you can get them from the inspector also. We do have termites in this area, and sometimes houses have termites. If you just don't know about it, they're kind of like the secret invader, and they can be very damaging. So you sure want to know if there's any active termites. And I will tell you, within the last year, I think I sold 3 houses that had active termites, which I would have never known. So there you go. And we had to treat that, which was $1,000 or something. But you definitely want to do that. I hope y'all have a great Tuesday, and this was helpful. That's the difference between an inspector and an appraiser.